Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello people and welcome to Footy Judge Mo. Oh, this is actually our first official match reaction of the season, guys. Believe it or not, Liverpool lose to Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace almost got robbed, by the way, by a penalty that was supposed to be a penalty unless they change the rules. Should Liverpool fans be worried? We'll talk about that. Is there worrying signs? Just heads up, I was speaking to Jerry James on the background. The game was going, so there is a conversation that happened already between me and Jerry, who is here on the panel as well. This Mike Das is back on the channel. Big up my man, Das, all the way from the West Coast. Of course, Patrick is here, repping City after Rangers masterclass yesterday. He is going to be amazing for City. We all know that. Jay is here after yesterday, of course, gassed as always. And Winter Surfer with his team. Is he gonna ever shoot chest, Winter Surfer, about winning the league? Is he gonna ever shoot chest about winning the league? Ever. But big up everybody that is here. 200 people in the house, and we're just starting the show. Hit that like button, people, if you're here. Subscribe to the channel. Get your comments in. Of course, appreciate all the donations, all the super chats. But we'll try to get as many comments as we can. If I see a comment, I'll actually put it on the screen. Get involved in the conversation with us. I'm very close to 40K. I'm repeating it. I'm actually very close, about like 400 subs or 500 subs from 40,000 subscribers. I'm repeating. Thank you, everyone that is being here. Hit that like button and subscribe. All the guys' channels will be in the description. And I'm going to start with Jerry. What is going on?
What do you want me to say? We drew the game. We lost on penalties. Some good signs and some signs that, you know what I mean? Like, we're going to be... I don't know, if you watch Liverpool in pre-season, they were always seemingly susceptible in transition. That seemed to be the case today. It just depends. It depends how you want to look at it, isn't it? I think every style of play, every type of tactic you deploy will have its weaknesses, and I think we just saw it today. Do you know what I mean? We saw, obviously, Liverpool are still trying to sign a forward. You saw that when Ekitike came off, didn't really have a forward to go and play. Do you know what I mean? So we lacked a focal point. But all in all, like, watching that first half, like, football was scintillating. Like, it was fluid. It was quick. Wirtz, the combination with the link up between Wirtz and Ekitike first half, we haven't been used to that in a very, very long time. There was just a synergy. They were all on the same page. They were flicking it around the corner, giving it back to each other, finding gaps. Really, really good goal from Ekitike. And then, and obviously Palace went and showed why they won the FA Cup last season and caught us on the counter a few times. And obviously a couple of times we dealt with it well, a couple of times we didn't, and they punished us, and rightfully so, man. I think, I mean, it's good to see games like this, because I think you get to see defensively what the problems may be within the season. I think for the team as well, they'll probably look at it and be like, all right, cool. We know these are the positives, but we need to figure out how we can nullify certain areas. And I think, out wide, and we've seen with teams that play this type of football, that's forwards are really high, wingers are really high and narrow, fullbacks are really high, and your midfielders are high as well. That the space is always in the wide areas. Chelsea proved it against PSG. Barca.
Can I interject and ask a question?
Yeah.
Are players good enough, or are you okay? Kirkes, I know I'm overanalyzing, okay, but we do the same for all the teams. We gotta be honest. We do the same for Arsenal. We do the same for City. We do
100%.
the same for Chelsea, right? Like we spoke about Shirky in his first game. We spoke about Doku. We speak about Savinho, right? Arsenal, when Odegaard came in, Madueke. Kirkes, does he look adi? Does he look like he doesn't look like, for me, Kirkes looks good, okay. Frimpong, very good going forward. So quick, bro. Like, so quick. But again, he's not a defender.
I mean, you say that, but you see,
winger, bro.
But on that point, defensively, he done really, really well. Defensively, Frimpong done really, really well.
Positioning, one-on-one, yes, because he's so quick.
No, but
positioning
one-on-one,
wise.
Positioning.
He set up our best chance of the game.
The thing about it,
He set up our best chance of the game. Salah missed a sitter. Right after Palace.
I don't think you were listening.
Yeah, he's talking about his defensive play, not his game.
I said he's brilliant. I think he's brilliant going forward. My problem defensively is positioning.
I think personally, the whole idea of positioning, very, very important, 100%. I think that's more of a structural issue where you've got to look at, leaders at the back, your defense at the back. I think tactically you can organize that as well, because Trent last season for a lot of Liverpool fans was defensively so much better, right? But ultimately it was Slot's tactics that enabled to kind of hide certain areas of Trent's game, right? In certain circumstances. With Frimpong, and we've seen it with Walker, when you have that recovery pace, that's the game you're playing. You're playing, I'm going to cheat going forwards, knowing that I can go and get back. Now, that's the risk Liverpool are willing to go and play with. It's the risk that, PSG play with Nuno Mendes. It's the risk that, Carl Walker's gone and played with. Now, I'm not comparing Frimpong to those because I think there's still a whole season of football to be played. We're going to see whether he can do it on a consistent basis. But what I saw in that game was he went and stopped Kamada 1v1. He got back. Defensively done really, really well. With Kirkes, again, it was a decent game. It wasn't anything spectacular going forward. He wasn't outstanding in any department, but I think it was decent. I think it was good. I think obviously people will be hyper-analysing. I think we do that as well. I've done that with Arsenal fans. I've done it with Chelsea fans. You hyper-analyse. You look at, where would the mistake be? And 100%. I think Bournemouth, who we've got
Jerry, but everyone, Hussam, every time I do shows with Hussam, he tells me Kirkes is the best left back in the league. He's going to show you levels.
You're not speaking to Hussam.
But then the problem is, and I'm addressing all of the Liverpool fans in the chat, all my viewers and Hussam's viewers and the Kopish viewers and everyone. It's now looking like you guys were okay to make fun of Nouri signing for City.
Thank you.
Making fun of Arsenal signing players. But then once we open our mouths once and try to criticize and have an objective conversation with two of the most objective Liverpool fans out there on YouTube, and Jerry and Mike, there is a reason why I invited them to before I invite anyone else. With all due respect, I love the other, but you guys don't like it. Like, how dare you? We didn't play with the DM. How dare you criticize this guy? Stop picking up on Frimpong. Okay, so we shouldn't fucking analyze the game then. We just fucking
but this is what I'm saying. But this is what I'm saying is that the hyper analysis 100% needs to be there. Because you look at Mo, right?
It's like they want.
Yeah, but hold on. I don't understand, Mo. I don't understand.
A couple of words, and in the chat they're like, Mo's a hater. Bro, I'm fucking analyzing.
I don't know. I mean, I don't see any reason here to blow a gasket. Kirkes got caught out 3 or 4 times on a 60-yard switch. And what did those materialize into? One was a good opportunity for Sarr to put it in at the back post. He got put off, and unfortunately the cross wasn't perfect enough. But if that happens consistently in a game, that's telling me that there's clearly instruction for him to be further up the pitch. And a diagonal is catching us out. We saw the same thing last year with Trent. Instructions to be up the pitch, and diagonals would catch us out. Is that a problem for this one game? Absolutely. Do I have the precedent here to say that that's a worry or a anxiety going into the season? I haven't seen us in a competitive game that matters yet. I don't like it. That's not something I'm happy about, but I'm also not going to criticize Kirkus for it, because I thought that when he was in his proper position, he performed perfectly. And when he got up the pitch, he performed exceptionally. I mean, he set up Mohamed Salah directly after we conceded the second goal. And that's just a biblical stinker from Salah. And then just the worst finish that he ever could have possibly provided on that unbelievable chance that Kirk has created. But no, I'm not going to put any sort of indictment on any player on a game that is technically a friendly, regardless of whatever the concerns are that come up. But everything, my conclusions will be on Friday. If I see that same performance from him on Friday, you will hear me here screaming to the fucking rafters.
Why would people criticize an Arsenal then? It's a friendly.
No, but this is what I'm saying.
I friendly than the Arsenal.
I haven't watched a single. That was the first 90 minutes of soccer.
I'm not talking about you as well. I'm talking about the people in the chat.
What I'm saying, even the people in the chat, right? I think we're able to go and do that as fans, because ultimately, right, if we were playing Arsenal or Chelsea tomorrow, right, the same things the fans are saying are the same things that the opposition team would look at. They'd look at and be like, okay, that's where their weaknesses are. That's where they're going to go and target them. So they're right, and fans are right to be like, oh, look, there's weaknesses out wide. If you switch the ball early and you catch Kirkers when he's high up the pitch, that's where you can target the team. 100%. But ultimately, we're only going to know if that's going to be, if that impairs Liverpool midway through the season when we see where we are, isn't it? Because ultimately, if Liverpool go and score 3-4 goals today, as an example, in a hypothetical realm, they could do that a couple of times and you might lose the game 4-1, 4-2. You win the game and ultimately you just carry on moving. The problem will be is if Liverpool struggle to score goals and concede more than they score, which is just normal football. Hold on.
That's
it. Okay, go ahead.
I was going to ask as well, because Salah's missed, 2 penalties in 6 days. I remember when Aubameyang signed a new deal, and everyone was saying this, that you see when you get that mega contract, that last contract, the motivation kind of goes. So are you lot a bit worried of Salah's preseason performance, or you think by the time the season comes, he'll kick on?
No, to me, the reason why Salah was a ghost today was because it's going to take a couple of games in a competitive sense in order for that front five to really gel and for Salah to find his way into the game. I just don't think that Salah was able to find his way into the game today. There were multiple times in which, Frimpong was making an overlapping run. We really just did not prefer the right side. Everything was going down the left. Everything was Wirtz to Ekitike. And unfortunately, Gakpo just put in an absolute stinker. And if I'm going to criticize anyone today, I'm not going to look at the guys who came in June. I'm going to look at the guys who have been here for 2, 3, 5, 8 years. I'm going to look at Virgil van Dijk for a silly mistake at the edge of the box and then concede. Which I was about to get to, and then conceding all of that space for Sarr to get in behind.
Do you think he's starting to finish? He's starting to decline, Van Dijk?
No. Okay. I'm not going to do that, and I'm just going to finish my point.
No, what do you mean? Why are you going to answer it?
Ladies and gentlemen, that is an overreaction now.
I think that Cody Gakpo was just exceptionally poor on that left side. The biggest crime of today is the fact
one of the best wingers in the league, though.
Please don't put words in my mouth. The biggest crime of today is that Riodinho did not see the pitch. My baller, who's supposed to be coming in and taking the throne from Gakpo, just didn't get a second. But Harvey Elliott, a guy who's been linked to every club on the face of the earth, got 25 minutes on that pitch. Make it make any sense in my mind. But the substitutions showed, at least to me, that Arnie. This was about just rotating and keeping everyone fit. He wanted to take Ekitike off. I think after Ekitike went into the back and was getting his hamstring worked on. Regardless, it's just it was a little bit flat in the second half from the players who shouldn't have been flat. In the first half, we looked good. We were up 2-1. Albeit to a lucky cross, but you create your own luck in this game. It's nice to have a fullback who can beat a guy one-on-one with pace now. But to me, a litit bit too lethargic in the midfield. Szoboszlai, incredibly terrible. But I also got to keep myself grounded in the fact that I didn't have my first choice double pivot. Gravenberch and McAllister weren't on that pitch. and it showed.
Hold on,
because
people didn't give us that excuse when we didn't have Zubi in there. People were still gunning Glockers.
if anyone's talking about an Arsenal preseason game, respectfully, just shut your ears. Who gives a shit about preseason?
Yeah, but do you know what? Do you know where everyone is coming from? Let me also slot on this. The thing is, I get like you two guys seem to be very like subtle Liverpool fans, but I went on streams where I was being cooked for Nori saying he's useless, but yet he also had a similar game like your fallback. But yet, the thing about Liverpool fans, not you guys here, but the ones in general, is they are number one at criticizing.
He means you guys, by the way, but fine.
No, really.
Sure,
Do you remember? Do you remember when Haaland dropped a stinker in the Community Shield? Liverpool fans were saying that Nunes guy is cold and is good. This is the thing is, and Nori was being cooked for the same things that just happened. He was good going forward. We all know the fullbacks these days. I don't know why people waste so much time fighting about fullbacks being good defensively. The fullbacks these days, they either cook, look good, or get cooked. Look at Mendes from PSG. He looked so good in the Champions League, and in the Club World Cup, he was getting cooked. Like, it just happens. I don't get, like, for me, I don't care about all this preseason stuff, all this preseason drama. And you never know what Liverpool is going to show up, and you never know what Man City is going to show up, or which Arsenal is going to show up. So for me, I think I know where Mo is coming from. It's because just few weeks ago when Club World Cup was being played, people were criticizing Cherki, say he's just an overweight wannabe of this is what they were calling him apparently. Or this guy, look at Reinders. Reinders is getting cooked. Oh, look at Gyökeres. Gyökeres is not doing shit. So it's just that I think other fans are trying to hit back. So I don't know why people in the comments are crying because.
But then Patrick, but then you've got the wrong Liverpool fans on the stream.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah, you should have got Hassan and Tom.
I heard that once you represent your club, they speak for all. Once one speaks, it's on all of you.
I can answer Patrick.
It's not just you don't catch strays. It don't work like that. You man get the same strays as them man that have been talking because
I remember I've gone on streams where I have to answer for what's his name, Hamza, and I'm like, why am I answering for Hamza?
No, but like, okay, I mean, if we're just gonna look at this objectively, you won 4 straight Premier League seasons, right? Like everyone's going to be overly critical of you the second there's a single blemish on your team. Liverpool just won the league with 5 games to go. Anytime there's a remote blemish, even a pimple, they're going to attack it as if, you know, you just have this parasite within you. So to me, I mean, listen, banter's banter. I don't that's not really my game. If people want to talk shit on Kirkes, by all means. I don't think Ait-Nouri is terrible signing. I think Cherki is going to be an excellent player. I mean, that assist he had in the Club World Cup was legit a world-class cross.
Can I ask you something before I forget? I have a question for him. I have a question for him before I forget because
this is gonna go on for.
Wait, have you noticed it's similar though? Like all of us here as fans, Liverpool fans, Arsenal fans, and City fans. Have you noticed we are all talking about the same thing?
Just leave me out, Patrick.
Yeah, like, no. Chelsea, somehow it's not happening to you. But Arsenal, Liverpool, and no, sorry. And I'm being serious. Arsenal, Liverpool, and City seem all to be getting hit with transitions. Am I wrong? We all seem to be similar. Because the same balls over the top.
There's only one team that doesn't get hit on transition. There's only one team.
What's that team?
It's Arsenal because they're
conservative. But that's just because Arsenal aren't playing progressive attacking football.
No, because Arsenal are very quick to come back and they don't leave players forward.
The shape.
I disagree with that.
That's why their attack is not as good as the others. Can we just
a little bit more?
No, but transition is great, but transition works both offensively and defensively, right? So if Arsenal are really good defensively in transition, they'll also be good offensively. I think the difference is they're in a shape that not only do they move the ball much slower at the back, when they get it in the final third, they probe. But they ain't got runners in behind. It's not like they've had runners. I think that's been a question you guys spoke about, that when the ball goes out wide, there's no one in the middle because Havertz is on the edge of the box.
Yeah.
And then you're recycling it and getting it back. And then you get caught in the transition. And that's where the goals have come from. As opposed, it's not like Arsenal are getting penned in. Arsenal, I think they're having that problem as well. I just think might not be in the wide areas because you might have
they concede the least because they concede the least chances, Arsenal. And I don't want to turn this into Arsenal. I want to stick but I think Arsenal, it goes both ways. Arsenal are the quickest team to come back in transition. They're the quickest from all the teams to come back in transition. They have that brilliant shape defensively that is better than the others.
That's still playing 4 center backs, yeah. So it works.
Basically, that's the case. Yeah, but that's okay. Even when they played Miles Kelly, by the way,
No, it's a
you
good thing. I'm
noticed-
saying a good
okay,
thing.
can I just-
Good thing.
to be objective about it, we saw it when they played Miles Kelly. That left side was a little bit suspect.
Yeah.
Because he's not a center back; he's an offensive midfielder, right? But still, Arsenal are the best in terms of like fending for them to the transition.
For sure.
And I want to go back to Liverpool, but let me do this quickly. Omar here, big up Omar. Thank you everyone, and big up everyone that joined us on the Football Terrace, guys. Guys, hit that like button, and if you're new to the channel, this is Judge Mo. Please subscribe to the channel. We got about like 1,400 people in the house now. So hit that like button, people, and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Of course, don't care about the loss. Good learning experience for Slot, in my opinion. Good. I like it. It's brilliant. You got 5 days left until the Premier League starts. Great. Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Fonzie saying, are we going to mention why Wharton wasn't sent off? Are we going to mention why you didn't lose in 90 minutes when McAllister literally was playing volleyball? Are we going to have the same energy? Are you going to mention that, Fonzie, or are you going to ignore that and mention Wharton being sent off, but not going to mention the penalty? Have some shame, Fonzie. Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy, Fonzie. Thank you so much, Luke, for reminding everyone to hit the like button, guys. Let's get the likes up a little bit, guys. We got more votes than likes, which is kind of like shit. We got 500 likes up. Big issues today was giving the ball away unnecessary. Do you think that was a problem today, everyone?
Yeah. And there were 2 or 3 culprits, of which the majority of the chances that we conceded resulted from. And more often than not, it came from them being sloppily dispossessed or playing a sloppy pass. Their names are Cody Gakpo and Dominic Szoboszlai, and it's pretty much that simple.
Fair enough, fair enough. I brought it up because you are only mentioned McAllister. But the red card is like a 50-50, to be honest with you. It's not like the highlight of the referee. The highlight of the referee was the red card, Fonzie. You got to be honest, right? Like the highlight, like you can say red card, not red card, but the penalty is blatant penalty, in my opinion, unless they change the rules, right? And like, unless they change the rules and we don't know about. Surfer, you've been quiet, though. You've been quiet.
Well, I didn't see the game, so I got nothing to.
Respect.
I didn't see it.
He's a man of integrity. He's not going to talk shit after the fucking McDonald's Cup.
It's Community Shield. I couldn't care less. So you know.
Are we going to talk about Wirtz today?
Okay, can I do the
scintillating
super chats and we can talk about
The
Wirtz?
scintillating, majestic Florian Wirtz, 100%. Yeah.
Can we just okay, let me do the super chats, guys. Was at the Emirates yesterday. Arteta was trying different tactics, including faster passing, being more direct, and utilizing the left. I said that yesterday. Arsenal were more direct. They were playing long balls. They were playing balls behind the defense. There was third man runner. Yeah, you're right. By the way, he's gonna change lives. Zubamendi. He is fantastic. Mo, you laughed, but my Liverpool prediction is super on. Plays things that Liverpool are not going to win the league, are not even going to come second.
Whoa.
I don't have time for lunacy.
He's not. He's not being like he's been so serious, and he has reasons for it. He explained it. He has reasons for it. But anyway, catch.
Yeah, I was just going to ask him, like, are we going to talk about Wirtz? Obviously, he got the assist. I just wanted to see them hype him up a bit. That's all. How did he perform?
What do you mean? That's it. He's. I mean, number one, he can drop deep. Number two, he can split 2 defenders at once. Number 3, he can play into space. Number 4, his link-up play with Ekitike, who actually has technical ability, is beautiful to watch. Unfortunately, Cody doesn't have the same technical ability, but I'm sure that they'll get on the same pace. And then once you add Kirkes overlapping, that's going to be fantastic. He did miss, his one opportunity on the turn. I think he just rushed it a little bit, but I'm not going to fault him for that because, I mean, he had some beautiful setups. He created another opportunity for Ekitike, and Ekitike got put off. It was in the center of the box. Brilliant on the ground cross from a tight angle. And then, of course, the setup to Ekitike's goal, unbelievable. I think it's just about getting Wirtz to be cohesive with whoever the double pivot is. So whether that's McAllister or whether that's Gravenberch, just the rotation within that midfield 3 to maximize Wirtz's ability in tight spaces. Salah coming a little bit closer, not being so touchline. Gakpo or whoever is going to be on the left, whether it be Rio. But I've got no
Mike,
No,
are you?
no ill will towards Wirtz.
I don't think Rio's going to see a lot of minutes. I just think he just played in preseason. I don't think he's going to see a lot of minutes.
We don't have another left winger. Like
I know.
we don't have another left winger.
I don't know if he'll see a lot of minutes. He might see like scraps, like NBA trash minutes here and there. But I don't think he's going to see a lot of minutes for you guys. I just don't.
I'm just pushing the agenda.
Arnie Slot's not, big on. But he wasn't big on rotation last year, was he? Do you know what I mean? Even when
the left wingers rotated a lot. Cody Gakpo and Diaz rotated a lot, which suggests to me that Gakpo isn't really trusted like that to play and to be the starter like that.
I don't.
Can I go back? I want to go back to before we go on to the left winger position.
There you go. I said something in the chat.
Why are people like this? Winter Surfers is like. I want to go back to the Wirtz situation. I want to get your opinion, Jerry, on Wirtz. How do you think? What do you think he does for the balance of that midfield?
I think there's two things. I think offensively on the ball, the positions he picks up makes it really, really difficult for defenses to deal with him. I think Liverpool haven't had a player that can play in between the defense and the midfield so well, but also drop in at the right times and be effective by popping up on the left, popping up on the right, popping up in the centre for the chance for the goal as well, whilst also being involved in build-up. Liverpool haven't had that at all. Do you know what I mean? And that's something that's really, like, since Coutinho, really, if you want to really, really go back, and I'm not comparing the two, I'm just saying that that's probably the player we've had closest to playing in the midfield that really done that for us. I think he was on the ball really, really good. You can see just the glimpses. And if this is for whoever in the chat or whoever thinks that Wirtz was rubbish, if that's his rubbish game, then dearie me, innit? What happens when he has a good game then? If that's his poor game. So, no, really, really good player. I think what having a number 10 does, though, is that it does mean that defensively you may be lacking in certain areas, because Wirtz works really hard, he presses really well and stuff, but it means you have got a player that you kind of isn't going to do the Szoboszlai running that Sobo did in the 10 last year, which means you will lose out on that if you don't play a Szoboszlai. But if you don't play a Szoboszlai, or if you do play a Szoboszlai, pardon?
The Ozil type player kind of thing.
Yeah,
you've got to kind of carry him through the game. But when he's
not even at the Ozil, but you see, like, for example, if Arsenal went and decided to play with Zinchenko on the left-hand side, who going forward was quite good, or whoever, another right back that's just more offensive, Ødegaard would be finished. Because Ødegaard, even though he presses really well and works hard and drops in, he'd have to cover that right-hand side, right? Szoboszlai done that really, really well for us last season by pressing the front man, but also pressing in the middle, and he would be covering for Trent. And then Wirtz isn't going to go and do that. He's just not that type of player. He's not built like that. So what it means is you need to have a bit more control in games. And I think going back to Mike's point, when we went and took off, Ekitike, and then as a focal point, but then took off Jones, in my opinion, and just made those changes in midfield, that's when we lost control. And I think you can only go and play that type of offensive game if you're very confident in we're going to keep the ball for 90% of the time. And you're going to risk losing the ball and having your fullbacks really, really high. Because Frimpong, really, really effective, but you can't blame him if he's putting in the cross. Cross is really good, but keeper saves it, and then they play down that channel. He's never going to get down that side. And I think that's what Liverpool need to work with as a dynamic, because we haven't had that. We've had Fabinho, Henderson, Wijnaldum. We've had Szoboszlai, McAllister, Gravenberch last season. Szoboszlai isn't that type of number 10. Do you know what I mean? So that's something that we're going to have to kind of get adapted to. And I think Salah on that right-hand side, I think he's going to have to do a bit more of a defensive shift if we're going to play through a Wirtz and through an Ekitike, because it can't be a thing where Salah's just waiting for the ball to come to him and not putting it in a defensive shift, because it means we're kind of carrying two players in that regard at certain times. So, but apart from that, I'm happy with what I saw, man. Happy with
wait. Is Wirtz currently the most expensive Prem player right now?
Ever.
Yeah. He's the English transfer. Oh, he's the English record.
This season. Oh my God!
Some big numbers.
I'm telling you, the agenda will be generational. It doesn't matter whatever he does, because Caicedo was getting cooked. Wasn't he?
I was just about to say, listen, when we got Rice, the agendas that were running, I can't wait. Listen,
I'm so happy.
Better be on par. You better
and
hit the ground running.
And it's personal for me because he rejected us, so it's personal.
Yeah, the one thing about him is that obviously he can, like with a Caicedo and Rice, it's very difficult to kind of see what that 100 million gives you unless you're like watching a game. Wirtz, if he gets his 10 and 10 in the league, what are you going to say? If he gets his 10 goals, 10 assists in the league, you can't really say anything.
Yeah, it's
That's
good.
number
It's
10
not
doing his numbers.
It's not 100 M's though.
Yeah, it's good.
10 and
stuff,
10.
Nunes,
What, 10
10
and 10?
ain't 100 M's.
Fucking Martinelli 2 seasons ago
That's
got
what I'm
15
saying,
and
bro.
8.
That's what I'm saying. So 10 and 10.
By the way, I'm gonna Jerry.
Go on.
You are one of my favorite people to do shows with. 10 and 10. There is a lot of players that do 20 GA. It doesn't matter if it's 10 and 10, 12
No.
and 8.
I'm talking
like,
about 10 and no. I'm not talking about the mix. I'm saying if he gets double figures goals, double figures assists in the Premier League, right? Whilst playing the way he's going doing, and Liverpool win the league, you're going to tell me that was a flop.
Right.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't.
Okay. But you get my point. As a number 10, in my opinion, as a number 10 and 10 should be your standards for if.
Yeah, but
hold on. Let me finish. Catch 10 and 10 for the quality of players. In my opinion, for someone like Odegaard, for someone like Cole Palmer, 10 and 10 should be the lowest expectations from you.
Yeah, hang on. Palmer got 15 and 8 and got ripped apart last season.
Bruno gets more than
in
10
his
and
bad
10.
season. Bruno Fernandes, like in my opinion, putting expectation on Wirtz to get 10 and 10 is, with all due respect, for 100+ million euros or pounds or whatever you want to call it, number 10 player of the season in Germany. I'm playing with better players. I'm expecting more than 20 GA, right?
I think it depends. I think because the reason why I say that, right? Reason why I say that is you're saying 10 for 10, and I can hear what you're saying, right? But Cole Palmer was getting cooked because he didn't turn up in the supposed big games. That's what I was hearing a lot of the time.
Okay.
In big games, he didn't turn up. If it's 10 and 10 come against every single game, every single time
that was fantastic, of course. Jerry, when you put it this way, Jerry, if his 10 and 10 are winning the games against Man City, Arsenal, Chelsea,
why you buy a player like that.
But that's not the whole point. You get my point, Jerry.
But that's why you buy a player like that, isn't it? You buy a player for those big games. I'm not buying him to cook against Stoke in the League Cup. I'm not buying
Jerry, but you're putting the best case scenario, Jerry.
You're overlooking.
With all due respect, if Odegaard doesn't get 10 and 10 next season, he didn't basically, and that is a fact, guys. Let me, Mike, and I'm going to let you talk after this. If Odegaard doesn't get 10 and 10, he didn't get back to his best. If Foden doesn't get 20 GA, he didn't go back to his best. If Palmer didn't get 20 GA next season, he didn't. That means people will sit here and say he had a bad season.
Yeah, it's a bad season.
He had a bad season. That's a bad season for the likes of Foden, for the likes of Palmer, for the likes of Odegaard. So you aren't going to tell me that a 100 million player, most expensive signing in the history of the Premier League, is his low expectations is 10 and his expectations 10 and 10.
So all right. So your expectations, just was it 30 and 30? What's your expectations then?
Yeah, 45
number 10.
Oh my God!
What is it?
Wait,
hold on.
For the most expensive player in the history of the Premier League, I'm expecting a 30 GA season.
In all comps or just in the
Not minimum. I'm expecting between 25 and 30 GA.
In the Prem alone. In
the Prem, yes.
So you're talking 50 GA. So you're saying 50 GA. He needs to get 50 GA.
Jesus Christ.
Where did I say 50 GA?
No, in all comps.
I don't give a fuck about all comps. I'm talking about the Prem only. The reason why I don't talk about all comps, Jerry, because I don't know if he's going to play every minute in the Cup, if he's going to play every minute in the Champs. It depends. When do you go out in the Champs? I am saying 38 games a season. You start at least 34 of them, which is the regular for someone from his ilk, Salah's ilk, Palmer's ilk in the league. I'm expecting from 25 to 30 GA as a clinical number 10. I don't care if it's 18 GA, 18. By the way, 18 assists and 10 goals or 7 goals, that is good enough. Odegaard got 25 GA. Just the other day, Saka got 25 GA. Right?
No. But hold on. Before Mike goes, I know he's gonna go. But if Salah gets his usual numbers, and Isak or Ekitike gets 20 goals, and Gakpo gets 15 goals, 13 goals, whatever he gets. What you're expecting him to? What you're expecting him to make?
No, I am not. At that point, you're right. Yes, but hold on.
That's my point.
Do you have?
Basing it off what we've done.
Let me hold on. I know that Mike wants to talk. But hold on, guys. Let me just have this with Jerry. Let me just finish. But I'm expecting if Isak comes in and Salah, I'm expecting at least 15 assists only from the best number 10 in the league. That's what I've been told. At least if I have a number 10, that is a number 10. He's not a McAllister. He's not a number 8. He's not Enzo Fernandez. That is a pure number 10 right there. The best player in the Bundesliga 2 seasons ago. Sorry, Mike. I'm sorry. Let me just finish. This point is very important.
Okay.
It's very important. The best. Isak, I'm expecting him to feed Isak 7-8 goals. I'm expecting him to feed Salah 7-8 assists at least, right? So 15. Now he goes and gets like 6, 7, 8 goals, and that's good enough, right? If I see this, Jerry, if I see him consistently assisting Salah, I'm not expecting him to score. He's assisting others. He's getting 15 assists. That is fine. By the way, I'm telling you, 2 seasons ago, I think Saka got like 14 assists from the wing. It happens. This thing happened, Jerry. You're making it.
Go on.
Take a step away.
Let Mike go.
We need to take a step away from the ledge here. Okay, I'm not going. Okay, first and foremost, I'm bringing in Wirtz to create for everyone. If football were the NHL, I would tell you right now that Wirtz will have 40 assists this season, meaning he's going to play the pass that gets the assist. Right, he doesn't get the assist, but I played it to the man who played it to the man to get the assist. I played the key pass. I broke open the play. My movement is what completely rattled the entire defense. Yeah, I don't get credited it on the score sheet, but if I look back at Mo's year, he probably had 10 or 15 of those. If this were the NHL, Mo would have finished last season with 35 assists because of the plays that he played in behind to someone else to create an opportunity. Whether you want to call that a key pass, I don't really care. To me, this isn't about just like 20 GA, putting a GA marker on it. We scored the most goals in the league last season. Wirtz is here to win me more points. He's here to establish more control, and he's here for the bigger games. He's here to help me unlock low blocks. Do I expect, 20 GA out of him? I would say that that's the absolute bottom of the bar. I don't even know if I'd call that a great season, right? I would say you did your job. But to me, that's not what I'm looking at because I scored the most goals in the Premier League with Darwin Núñez. I don't need Wirtz to come in and 40 GA in a Premier League season. I just had my right winger break the GA record in a 38-game season. And he did it more. He scored more goals, I believe, than the record for when it was a 35-game season or whatever. I'm expecting
your same energy for Odegaard, Palmer, Foden, Shirky, all of them. I'm expecting all of you.
Here's the difference. But Mo, here's the difference. Because when people criticize Odegaard, I don't believe it's because of the lack of GA. I believe it's because of the lack of creativity, the lack of creating that key pass for everyone else, the lack of unlocking the opportunities for his other counterpieces. Sometimes when Cole ghosts, he's not creating the opportunities for someone else to create an opportunity, because ultimately that's what the 10 is there for. Like, you don't always have to be the guy that sets up the goal, but you need to be the guy who unlocks the space for someone else to have a moment. And that's what I want out of my 10. Now, whether
very objective talk, and I love it. Very objective talk, I love it. I want the same energy from people.
But the thing is that I have bad news. After I speak, I have bad news for you.
Go ahead. But I've said my.
I have got bad news for you. No. The thing is, Mo, I think I just remember this because I also was arguing with somebody about Wirtz. Mo, I think you're over. I know what you're saying because it's a 150 player, so he's gonna have to perform.
He's not 150. He's a £100 million player.
Okay, 100 million, whatever it is. But the thing is, this guy doesn't really do a lot of GA. By the way, he doesn't do GA superior more than Foden. So Foden slapped him in 2024. So did Palmer. So we're looking at a guy. I'm looking at his stats here. Last year he had 31 games. He scored 10 goals, 12 assists. So he doesn't really do numbers. We're not looking because this is the guy they were selling us that he's the KDB guy. So KDB watches him also. Even I watched KDB in 2023, watched him. And then you look at him in 2023, he had 1 goal and 6 assists. So maybe he's right saying let's not put him on all this. He will.
Great. Great.
No. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying that maybe.
I know you're saying why. Okay, my point about this, which what Jerry doesn't like and what Mike doesn't like, is that When you spend that much money for an offensive player, I'm expecting a revolutionary player. Like a player that comes in and revolutionize the whole thing. Like I'm expecting.
Okay.
No,
But
how do you judge? But that's the point.
Different
But that's the point. But that's the point. If Wirtz is able to come in and revolutionize the way Liverpool play, where every game you go and look at him, you're like, he's the best player on the pitch. Forget what you're talking about. 20, 30 GA.
I will never fucking talk about GA. I will never talk about GA.
No, but you're doing the Bruno Fernandes thing because you're saying, oh, they got 20 GA and they did. Like, but Bruno Fernandes gets cooked. Anytime anyone argues, no, but he gets his goals and gets his assists, no one wants to hear it, right? So going back to Mike's point, exactly. If he's going and every time you're watching him, you're like, that guy's up. You know what? You can see why he's in the team. You see everything that's happening is because of this player. It ultimately, what you're, again, to Patrick's point, he can get his 10 and 13 or 10 and 15, and you look at him, you're like, he's the main reason why Liverpool won the league. If I don't care if he gets 10 goals and 10 assists, if we're looking at him and you're comparing him to Bruno Fernandes, or if he gets 20 goals and 10 assists, I'm like, what is this? Like, I don't want to see that. I want to see Liverpool play revolution.
Can I respond easy? Can I respond?
When we play Arsenal, I want Arsenal to be like, you know what? That Wirtz was a problem. The whole game was a problem. That's what I want to go in here, not whether he got goal this or that doesn't make any sense.
You know what the problem is? Because James is a football coach, I know exactly what he's talking about. Some players you watch on the pitch and they're like, fuck me, bro, I can't mark this guy. He's everywhere. He's the one controlling the tempo. I know what you're talking about, Jerry, but basically last season you were in control of most of your games. McAllister can do his job. And there's a lot of super chats to do, guys. I'm sorry, guys. But I'm gonna respond to this one only. But controlling games from Wirtz more important than GA for me. You did that already with McAllister last season, Omar. So don't switch the goalpost. You already had McAllister that controlling games, right? So if you're telling me that Wirtz is coming to do the same job that McAllister did, who was a controller last season, we got 5 goals and 5 assists, which is 10 GA for him as a deep line playmaker, as a number 8. You already did that. You already have that. You're not spending 100 million to replicate McAllister, Omar, right? Like, you don't. I am talking what Jerry's talking about is something different than controlling the game. It's the guy that plays Salah behind, the guy that plays and Salah crosses it, 1-on-1. This is the guy breaking the lines with passes, playing these passes. If that is what you're talking about, I'll give you that, Jerry. But if controlling the game, but if you're controlling the game, Liverpool are already controlling the game, right? Like
Hold on. Let's just remove the word assist for a second. If Florian Wirtz comes in this Premier League season, we scored 86 goals last year. If Liverpool score 100 goals, we get 20. Let's just say we get 15 out of Cody Gakpo in the Premier League. I believe that would be his high. We get 20 plus out of Ekitike. We get close to 30 out of Mohamed Salah. Maybe you get 6 or 7 here from McAllister. Maybe you get a couple from Dominic Szoboszlai. To me, that is worth the price tag. If you can take what we did last year and you can score more, and you can score more in the big, that 2-0 against City turns into 4-0. Maybe that 2-2 to Arsenal is actually 3-2. To me, that's what matters. Like, I don't see how he could come in and score 30 GA without us putting up 120 goals. And I'm not going to sit here and blow smoke up all your asses and say that Liverpool are going to come out and score 120 goals. You're going to
score 100 goals. You know that if you sign Isak, you're going to score 100 goals.
If we sign Isak, I will say that you should be asking for.
You know why I'm saying? Do you guys know? And I'm going to do the super chats and then I want to move on to a different point. Do you guys know why I'm saying 25 GA at least? Currently, and Jerry, listen to this. Currently at Liverpool, the highest 2 GA contributor for Liverpool should be number 1, Mohamed Salah, number 2, Florian Wirtz, based on numbers. Ekitike, is he going to get more GA than Wirtz? Should he? Should he get more GA than Wirtz?
If he scores 30 goals.
If he scores more goals, I don't know what's going to happen.
If Ekitike scores 30 goals, bro, if Ekitike scores 30 goals, he's going to be one of the best strikers to ever play in the Premier League. What is this? 30 goals? You think Ekitike is going to score 30 goals?
Let's say he scores 20. Let's say he scores 25. Let's say he scores 24, 25.
25? You don't need Isak then. 25. Do you know how many people score 25 goals in the league?
You saw what I messaged you in during the game.
He's very good. But do you think he's a 25?
What I messaged you.
Do you think? Okay, so do you think he's a 25 goal striker? Fuck me if you're buying fucking Isak now.
I think, and Mike said it, right? We went and scored the most goals with Darwin Núñez up front and have been top 3 for scoring goals in the Premier League with Darwin Núñez up front for 2 seasons, 2 and a bit seasons, whatever it is. If you put Ekitike in that, right, and you can just score half the chances, he'll score 20 goals. He'll score 20 goals. That's the way I look at it.
Darwin Núñez missed 35 big chances in a season. Darwin Núñez missed 35 big chances in a season, and I think he still scored like 13, 14 goals. If Ekitike scores even 30% of those 35 chances, that's a 24-goal season.
I don't see it on his first season scoring more than 20 goals. I'm not gonna lie, that's crazy.
I don't see it too. I've seen colder ballers come in and know it.
Yeah.
If Isak is not at the club, Ekitike will be on the end of those chances.
Yep.
If we sign Isak, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Ekitike is going to score.
So without Isak, Liverpool should be like walking this league.
Yeah,
I'm expecting us to win this league 100%.
Yeah.
I'm expecting us to win this league in a similar fashion to how we did last year. Win it with 4 games to go. Win it with 5 games.
You basically won it in March.
Yeah, I want the same thing.
That's
hopefully
not happening. That's not happening this season. That's not happening this season.
Hey.
The teams are cold, man. Teams are cold.
Patrick, wait. I mean, first and foremost, you're going to tell me I got to worry about Chelsea, but Chelsea have only had more than 70 points twice in the last 8 seasons. That's pretty much an average of 20 points off the title for 8 straight seasons. Then you're going to tell me I got to worry about Arsenal, but Arsenal fans can't talk chess about Gyökeres. Arsenal are still.
What do you mean we can't talk chess about?
And then you're going to tell me you're going to go get Eze from Crystal Palace after today. Then you're going to tell me that I got to worry about City. Then you're going to tell me I got to worry about City. But City, dude, every time I pull up a Manchester City stream, it's some sort of crisis. It's some sort of are we going to be okay? It's some sort of intervention. Right? These are the teams that I have to worry about. These are the teams that I have to worry about. Yes, on the pitch, it's completely different. But tell me one thing that makes me feel, as a Liverpool fan, why I should be rattled about anybody else. I play each of you guys 2 times a season. Last time I checked, Chelsea beat me after I won the league, and we were singing like we were up 5-0. City, I did a double over, and I scored 4 goals against. Arsenal, we drew twice. But listen, let's be honest. The second game, we already won the league. We couldn't hit about it, and they were beyond happy to draw that game. I don't see any real threat towards Liverpool other than Liverpool itself. Liverpool will be their own downfall. If we play poor football, that's on us.
No. I've made that speech before and egg in my face. I've made that speech before after winning the league.
That's okay.
Do you remember the time when Laporte got injured for City, where City won by a big gap, and then we slapped Liverpool and we were slapping everybody? I said there's nobody who's a threat here, and then Liverpool won it.
Do you want me to fucking hide in a hole?
No. Like, all I'm saying, even not just for City, even Chelsea, people take them lightly. I did warn people about the Club World Cup. I was like, we're looking at this Chelsea team, taking them lightly, but they're slowly just gelling slowly. I don't think it will be as easy as how you won it this season. I think you can win it, but I don't think it will be as easy. The players look hungry, man. I know preseason, some of the players are looking bad, but the teams, some of these players look very hungry. I know you guys are hungry.
Last season wasn't easy, though.
Hold on, respectfully, yeah. You said that Arsenal can't keep up. We kept up with you, look, kind of thereabouts with a CDM up top.
And then said it was a UCL.
Yeah. Now we've actually got a striker up top.
That isn't what I said.
What did you say?
I said your fan base do unlimited emergency streams. You guys aren't even confident in the 11. Okay, well then perhaps I was just going a little bit too fast for my own brain. Gyökeres still has to prove himself. I haven't seen a guy come from Portugal and bang in the number 9 position. But ultimately you've been there for the last 3 seasons and you haven't got the job done. So to me, you have to prove to me otherwise.
Yeah, facts. I hear it, but saying that Gyökeres still needs to prove himself is a bit wild. Like, I get it, he done it in Portugal, but he's known to score goals. You know what I'm saying? He's not.
So does Wirtz. Wirtz needs to prove himself.
Yeah, definitely with that 100 million price tag. But yeah, we'll be there, man. We'll be there.
I just think it'll be exciting. I don't know where it's going, but I think it will be exciting for everybody because I'm just looking at all the teams. We can all sit here and just pinpoint, but I just think this season will be difficult. So, because some of these players that the teams have brought in, they look hungry, and that's what I was missing. Some of the hunger was missing from some of these other players. Like, look, we were talking about Odegaard, who I rage and told people I would gladly take him away from Arsenal fans if you want him. But give him to me, even though you say shit about him, give him to me. I'm just hearing these new players with more hunger, and I can't wait. I just want to see. Obviously, we have to see the first games. Unfortunately for us, I know that Wolves people might not think are dangerous, but Wolves were very dangerous last season. I'd like to see how we do against Wolves. Same thing as Liverpool. I'm pretty sure you're looking forward to the first game. But I just say, let's stop blindsiding Chelsea. I'm looking at them.
I'm gonna talk about it, but let me do this and see who's gonna be a threat. And Jerry's gonna join again. I brought it only because you have mentioned McAllister. Yes, Fonzie, yeah, I hear your point. Yeah, we did that one. Blaze is saying, I didn't say they won't finish second, Mo, just first. Blaze again is saying that they won't finish first. Big up. And big up everyone that joined us from Static TV, guys. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Got 2,000 people in the house, guys. Can we get the likes up a little bit? Guys, there is 800 votes and only 390 likes. We can get 500 likes, guys, live. Hit that like button, guys, and subscribe. Come on. Bradley here is saying Liverpool walks the league on the first half performance. Fair enough, my man. I love the confidence. Fair enough, my friend. Mo, you sound like an Arsenal mouthpiece sometimes. So you say that, fine enough. Even though the votes say that I'm more of a Chelsea fan than an Arsenal fan. So basically, people don't believe. Like in the chat, right? Like people think I'm a Chelsea fan and you're accusing me of being an Arsenal fan. Make up your mind. Which club do I support? You know what I mean? Make up your mind. There is actually, even on a stream like this, is 20% of people think I'm a Liverpool fan. 5 days can do a lot. I reserve judgment to see us in the Premier League. Fair enough, Omar. Appreciate you. Liverpool fans said 24-25 season, slot styles was controlled football. New season, will it be the same or like what he did at Feyenoord? Mike?
I think that we're still not where the full Arnie slot ball is going to be. That might take a game or two. I don't know. I do know that he wants to play possession style. I know that he wants to defend by dominating control of the ball. But I got to see my first choice double pivot. I have to see McAllister and Gravenberch next to each other. And unfortunately, I'm not going to see that on Friday because Gravenberch is suspended, and I couldn't see it today because his partner had a child last night. Which, you know, fair point. You get to miss that game. I know it's brutally selfish.
No way, Wirtz get more GA than Palmer. No, he's not. No, he's not, Tanya. No, he's not.
Palmer is cold. Palmer.
Yeah.
Wirtz will humble a lot. Wirtz will humble a lot of people. GA hype. We'll see Ali. You'll see Ali. You'll see if that is the case. He'll humble a lot of people. He's a brilliant player. And I'm not doubting that. Arsenal fan here, no Cam can touch Cole Palmer. Be wary. Yeah, I don't think anybody is close to Cole Palmer, to be honest. He's the best in the league. He's the best.
Until proven otherwise, yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Exactly. And if Wirtz come in and prove us wrong, fine.
But I'm not going to say that because
I can't say this because he hasn't. Yes, I'm not saying that Wirtz can do it. He can. Chris banged yesterday. Stay mad. Chris was very good yesterday. Very good as a striker. Finally, a number 9. I can't lie. This is a slippery slope. I rate it though. For Mike, I rate it.
What do you want me to do? Like, I don't understand. I win the league, and then everyone says you're a pussy. Mike, and then I talk with Chest, and everyone says I'm a dick. Which one is it?
People are never happy. Trust me. People are never happy. And you know what? I just realized this. I keep downplaying my team. We're gonna have a full season of Omama Mush. Wow. We're gonna be cold a bit. I can't wait.
Before we do that, I wanted to speak a little bit about Chelsea. I actually think we're sleeping on Chelsea massively, by the way.
I said it multiple times.
Surfer. Like, I think people are sleeping on Chelsea. Chelsea have so much depth up front. The midfield looks mad. You need a center back because Chalobah, I think, is injured.
We need it.
The team looks so good. So fucking good. It's entertaining to watch. I know that you guys, Jerry and Mike, didn't watch the game, and I'm sure that a lot of you. I was watching both games. But if I'm summarizing the game to you guys, Chelsea looks so fluid up front. It's unfucking believable. Like Palmer was left winger, center, right side, Joao Pedro everywhere. It looked good. I know that a lot of people say that Chelsea cannot challenge, but I don't see any reason why not.
Well, let me preface this by saying I thought we needed a centre back before Cole got injured. So
Okay.
I've been saying that, but desperately now I think centre back is needed, even with Chalobah not being injured. Or possibly injured, it's needed. Going forward, yeah, scintillating. You know, I thought the ref sport the game. I don't think he needed to send the AC Milan guy off. It was like I know it's a red card in like a normal game and stuff like that, but just like give him a yellow card or something, because I thought that really like changed the game and that, and we took our foot off the gas a little bit more. But during the opening like 20 minutes before that, yeah, it was just we played some very good football. Pedro Neto, that's what we were talking about as Chelsea fans when people were having a go at him. We were saying, well, he's putting good crosses into the box, but no one's there. No one's there to meet them. And just the movement of Pedro was brilliant because Nico Jackson's not doing that movement. He's just not he doesn't have that in his locker to do that type of movement. And just scintillating all around. And Palmer had like two free kicks that nearly went in. He rattled the post. One that went very wide. Not very wide, but just about wide. Gittins, he carried on from... Needs to work on his finishing, obviously. But, he won a free kick.
Bro, he's so good. His footwork is so fucking good.
Fast. But he always looks up, though. He always looks up. He never runs with his head down like other players. You know what I mean? He just always looks up. Yeah. But even today, like Enzo Fernandez played and had a very quiet game. He didn't really need to do much today. Do you know what I mean? It's just one of those. And Reece James, very good at the back. But like I said, all for me and we need a centre back because just for me, we need a centre back.
What about a keeper? What about a keeper, Sefa? Keeper.
Well, the problem is now the centre back's the most important thing. It goes above the goalkeeper for me because if you take Chalobah out, the next one up, due to fitness issues, is Achimpong, who's a youth team player. Do you know what I mean? So that's the next guy up because Fofana's always injury prone. Like the Shields injured, and the rest are not. The rest aren't good enough. And even the toss in Chalobah thing for me are good squad players. They're rotation pieces. They're not full season pieces. Do you know what I mean? I thought we needed a centre back even before Colwell got injured to partner Colwell. I needed someone there to partner Colwell. But now that Colwell's definitely out for the season, you definitely need one. And even just the scary thought, the Chalobah, and that's how desperate we are that we're scared that Chalobah might be out for the first game. That's desperate we are. We need a centre back. But going forward, thought it was good. Delap came on, looked good, smashed the penalty, good finish. Santos came on, lovely setup. But this Esteval guy, it's just...
He's very strange.
He's just... I know it's pre-season and something like that, but I thought, you know what, our pre-season actually helps because we've just had an extended international break. That's all we've had. So we've not had like full 6, 7, 8 weeks or like others. And I think we were able to carry the momentum of the Club World Cup and the feeling into it going into this new season. So I think that will help. Plus our first 4 games are in London as well, so there's not a lot of traveling for us. You know what I mean? So it's like it's looking good. I say we're going to challenge. I want us to challenge. I think we should challenge. We should be. I don't want to be looking over.
Can I read your game? Do you know your game? I know. I'm sure you know your games. Can I read them? And I want all the panel's opinion about this. Okay, just guys. Chelsea play Crystal Palace, West Ham, Fulham, Brentford, Man United, Brighton before they play Liverpool in October. Anyone expecting Chelsea to be top by the time they play Liverpool?
No.
They could be thereabouts though with them games that you just
Why not? Did you this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games before they play Liverpool. They don't play any of the top 16.
Fulham and Crystal Palace are very complicated teams, but Brentford, obviously, they lost the manager. I don't know what we're going to expect from them. They might beat them, but it's just Fulham and Crystal Palace. You never know what you get from those two, and especially when they're playing it. I don't know. I just think first of all, Sefa, you guys have just pissed me off because you just built your team off the back of City Academy by just looking at all the names itself. And I don't know. I just feel like they won't be top. I think, look, what I'm scared of this season more, even with the teams you just mentioned there, is I don't think any team is easy. The only one is Brentford, because I want to see how bad things are. Bournemouth, because they've sold most of their players. But Fulham and Crystal Palace, you never know. You can get draws there, or even one of them can beat you. But
the difference, Patrick, sorry to interrupt. The difference is, last season we create chances, right?
Yeah,
we
but didn't finish them.
We hired it for creating chances. But the two guys now, one of them's gonna bag some that we would miss last season.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Or get us from a 1-1 to a 2-1 or something like that. If it's heading like that, in my opinion, that's what it is. That's the difference this season. We had no problem creating. Even Palmer, when he wasn't supposedly playing well, was up there high for creating chances. He was just passing it to Nico Jackson or like a Pedro Neto playing in the false 9 position, which doesn't work.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that's the difference for me. The thing is, though, you need, for us, challenging consistently is getting a centre-back now, and a proper centre-back. Because if we don't get a proper centre-back, then for me, the challenge that I don't know how far this
you're not going to be able to. You're not going for. You're not going for.
Exactly, you can't sustain the challenge going.
What about Gay from Crystal Palace? Is he sold yet?
Didn't he
get injured? Yeah, he got injured.
Guys, you got a cram.
That's what they said in the comment. How do they know?
He was running with the community shield after the game.
Okay, cool.
Jerry, didn't Gay get a cramp? You play.
It was cramp. It looked like cramp.
No, but
it looked like cramp. It looked like cramp.
That's what the commentator said. But I'm saying you don't know if that. You know what I'm saying? You can't.
I think it was obvious. It was a cramp. I know.
He had the trophy, was running around with the jumping up in the air.
If you tear a muscle, even first-degree tear, you won't be able to run around.
He got up.
He
kept his legs straight. It was straight.
I didn't watch him flipping lift the trophy.
No, but even when he was injured, when he got up, he kept his knees straight. It was cramp in it. That's what it was.
But just
my man, he's then Palmer 10 plus penalties a season. GA is a bad indicator. Okay, so Palmer is a bad player now. Is that what you're saying? Is that okay? Is that what the super chat wants to tell us? Like, I like this. Like, I know what you. Okay, the super chat is like, you put a fact out. You know what I mean? But there is an underlying information that you wanted to tell us. So are you telling us?
I don't think he had 10 penalties last season, did he? I don't think he had 10 pens last season.
Does it matter though? You have to score the pens. I don't know why
people. I mean, I don't understand.
Do you know what makes me laugh in this league? First of all, I can even give an example. Foden. Do you remember when Foden had that good season with the GA and everything? People were coming up to me saying, "But he was playing crap. It doesn't matter about GA." When Foden had poor GA, they swapped and said, "But his GA is crap." Like, you can never win with number 10s or this grade. You can never win.
I expect then whoever this guy supports, then if his team's ever won by a penalty shootout, not to count that trophy in his
don't give it back. Give back the trophy.
Salah's penalty just landed in my back guard. A good super chat, my friend.
And actually, it made it all the way to California. But just to go back to Chelsea, I think that yes, they have a very favorable beginning of the season on paper. But again, a team that seemingly every season has scintillating attacking football, yet is incapable of getting above 70 points. I just like they're in their potential, but much like the whole Cole Palmer being the best until proven otherwise.
Can I interject and say one thing?
Chelsea have to prove me otherwise based on precedent.
No, but hold on. Can I interject? Actually, you put in information based on a fact that you think it's a fact. You built all your hypothesis on Chelsea having a scintillating attack. Bro, Chelsea had Kai Havertz and Mason Mount and Pulisic and Timo Werner. Then followed by finished Aubameyang, finished Raheem Sterling, okay, and Madueke. Then followed that by a dead striker in Nico Jackson. Basically, you are building your conclusion based on something that is not true. It's not a fact that Chelsea had a scintillating attack.
No.
It's not a fact.
For the last 2 seasons, they
didn't. No, they didn't.
Chelsea created a flurry that season. The season before that,
that's called creation.
I'm not going to stand for this.
Creation is different.
Pochettino's error was literally his entire first half of his tenure was filled with draws that should have been wins because Chelsea missed 5 chances that game. True. Right? Pochettino lost his job because number 1, he was tactically inept, but number 2, no one could finish the 500 chances that they created every game, and that led to draws, which then led to a poor season, which then led to his sacking. Last season, same sort of issue. anytime you look at a poor result on Chelsea's part, they were missing at least 2 or 3
But
opportunities.
that was my
You're
point. So
saying-
you can't say it's a scintillating front line if at the end the chances are not being at the end of the back of the net.
What do you mean? No, yes, I can. You can go
How-
into a game
how-
because you,
Yeah,
you
nah, I
can go
hear
into
what
a
he's
game. You can go
How
into
are
a
you
game
hearing-
and
what were
create
you-
50 big
I'm
chances.
not agreeing with him.
You're
Yeah.
creating, innit? It's only because the striker's bad
Can
that they're
finish.
not going in. Do you
Yeah.
get what I'm saying? I hear what he's saying.
You're
So
playing
now
creative
they are
football.
getting the strike. So now they're getting Pedro and Delap that should get the
It
goal.
should-
So
yeah.
now they translate.
It will
Yeah,
actually
yeah,
be.
Yeah, but he said, but his point
It's
was
unproven, though.
Chelsea had very good attack, but they couldn't like get past 80 points. So he's assuming that this season is different. I'm telling you, it's different because Chelsea now have 2 forwards that should be able to score goals, unless you don't believe that they can score goals.
What I'm saying is that they have to prove the precedent wrong. The precedent has been that they have all of this talent and that they create opportunities, but they don't get the points. Then they have now replaced some of that talent, but I still have to see them come in and get those points. That's
No,
all
would you
I'm
have,
saying.
okay, Ekitike has to. Okay, I don't believe that Ekitike is better than Darwin Nunes because he has to prove me wrong. Because every single forward that left Eintracht Frankfurt over the last 4 years have failed to actually get their career going. Florian Wirtz played very well in the Bundesliga. So is Kai Havertz. So is Timo Werner. They were top players in the Bundesliga. They came to the Premier League and they flopped. So Wirtz has to prove. I won't believe that. Logically
People
speaking,
said the same
I'm
thing about
continuing.
Salah.
I can continue. Salah had an unprecedented season last season. That won't happen again. Logically speaking, if that happens, it can happen, but most likely it won't happen. So basically, Liverpool next season will not score the same goals because there is a lot of unknowns that happened. Cody Gakpo last season in the league had 14 GA. So I'm assuming that Cody Gakpo will get 14 GA. Salah's output will drop logically as well. And Ekitike has to prove me wrong. And Wirtz is coming from the Bundesliga. And you told us that Wirtz is there not to score or assist. He's there to control the game.
You're stretching the
I'm
logic.
really
here.
I'm using your logic, my friend.
Yeah, but you're stretching.
I think though the most important thing is the consistency, especially from like December onwards. Obviously, last season, and there's also from Maresca not to shy away or come out like in public like he did and say this team's not ready. Do you know what I mean? Because we all know that football players will take any excuse off themselves, any like ownership to not be ready and stuff like that. It's for Maresca to, if he feels like that, is to not openly say it, to keep it in house. And just to build the players' confidence, but the consistency will be key on it. It'll be turning
100%.
You know what I mean? That's what we need to prove. It's the consistency of it. You know, we prove we can go on little runs here and there, but then we also proved that after for a 3-month period, we didn't win away from home from like January to like late March, early April.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like that's not going to help. But that's up to the coach to do. But like I said, it's those two things, and the centre back is what will a good centre back as well, which is what will prove whether they can sustain a challenge or not. I think they can. If they do get a good centre back, they can sustain a challenge. But without that, I'm not confident in a Chalobah toss-in long-term centre-back partnership.
Sefa, what's a good centre-back for you? Like, let's look at this market, right? City have been linked with that guy from Leipzig. I don't know if he's good. What's his name?
Lekeba.
Yeah.
He's going to cost like 90 million or something like that.
Yeah, they're looking for 80 million plus. But okay, you know what? Why don't you throw in a cheeky bid for Konate? He hasn't extended.
Well, he signed a contract. Did he?
July.
Konate hasn't signed a contract, but you think we're going to sell you anybody? Get the fuck out of here!
I know.
I don't care if he's got 12 months left. He's staying.
Do you know the thing? Do you know the thing about this?
Jerry is hasn't contributed. Him and Jay hasn't contributed. The Chelsea talk are like.
You know though.
I have nothing to say. Innit? Like, I'm the type of person. If I've got nothing to say, I'm not going to just speak for the sake of.
Yeah, come on. The team is good. Throw something at them.
Mo.
Pedro is cold.
Someone made a.
By the way, Jerry, Mike has a lot to say.
Someone made a super chat about my comment, and it's just categorically false. Poch wasn't fired. Poch
you
wasn't
can
fired
read it.
because
Okay, go ahead. Thank you so much for super chat, my friend. Go ahead.
Poch wasn't fired because our attack can't finish chances. He was sacked because he wanted a majority say in transfers, while they time him transfers was for the sporting director. Get your facts right. What is the reason why Poch fell out of favor in December? Because you guys were not in a good league position. Why were you not in a good league position? Because you were playing well and you were missing chances and you were drawing games.
Poch was fired because he's a loser. And Poch is fired as a loser and a dinosaur tactician. That's why
he was doing well at the end before he got sacked.
No,
that also too, which I said he's a tactical, imbecile. But ultimately, if the players on the pitch had done their jobs and finished those clear-cut chances at the first half of that season, he would not have been so out of favor with the club. But ultimately, with the manager, the buck stops at your point count, and that's it. That's it. So.
A tactical imbecile, man. You just killed me, Mike.
Ask him. He does it. He manages Mike's country now. He knows what a tactical imbecile he is.
Well, hold on. I don't watch Team USA because in America,
okay, that's fine.
in America, we watch football. We watch the real football. We watch the NFL.
What you carry?
Yeah, exactly. You got it.
Yeah. My man here is saying, I think Chelsea can challenge for about 20 games.
That's not good enough.
20 games is not enough. 20 games is not enough.
Not in this
Martinelli,
league.
Martinelli had 12 GA, 2 behind Cody Gakpo, and Martinelli had an awful season, by the way. But it's not only about the GA. It's not only about the GA.
Yeah, on the line, Gakpo definitely looked better than Martinelli.
Yeah, he definitely looks better.
Yeah,
Summer Skyer wins underdog gimmick over for Chelsea. Okay, I think there's something.
It's the opposite.
Instead of winter surfer, it's summer skier.
Summer skier.
Summer skier wins the underdog gimmick.
But why? What do you blame him?
The underdog gimmick. Yeah, the underdog gimmick will be over when we're favourites in any final or when we're favourites in the game. So these first 4 games in the league, we're not underdogs. We're favourites to win. So
and you're the world champions, by the way. So flex that.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So the underdog thing is for any team that's not favourite in a game, they're the underdogs.
I also just want to make one clarifying point because Mo challenged me so much. I'm not saying I'm not saying that I don't think that Chelsea are gonna score higher than 70 points. I do. I think that they have improved drastically. Do I think that they have improved 20 plus points though? That's 7 games. Do I think that the improvement that they have is going to win them 7 more games this season? Because I don't think that it's going to be like last year. I think we're going to go back to the 92, 93 point total for the winner, which would mean that they would have to, what you guys end with 69 points last season? You'd have to score 25 more points. That's 8 more games. That's 8 wins and 1 draw. Do I think that it's that level of an improvement? I think that if you were to say that would be bold. That would be unprecedented. That would not be based in logic. I think they will finish with more than 70.
That is totally understandable. I think there's more of a chance, like to get close to that with the recruitment. That's the difference. That's than last season because the last season's summer transfer window was overgassed by a lot of Chelsea fans. It wasn't good when you look at it. And now he hasn't got Jadon Sancho doing a Jack Grealish impression on the left-hand wing of just pass it backwards and not taking someone on. He's got someone on there who can do it. He's got Palmer playing in there. He's got Esteval playing in there. He's got João Pedro's just fit like a hand into a glove. He's got Delap coming on. Like I said, he's got multiple options. He's got basically a Caicedo clone.
Your midfield is cold, by the way. Sir.
Yeah,
it's got
this great midfield.
This is Sugu kid who's just come on and just basically cloned Caicedo at the moment, and he's just not as good as Caicedo, but like early stage Caicedo. You know what I mean? So we're not even talking about Lavia. Do you know what I mean? That's how good he's been over the last couple of games. So yeah, but like I said, it's the thing about it was the more important thing for me is getting a good centre back in because it's just paramount now. Between now and the end of the window, if we don't get a good centre back in, it's going to leave some doubt. What I think we'd have to do is outscore teams to get to those points instead of like worrying like for clean sheets. I know,
Arsenal win. Yeah.
yeah, you know what I mean. That's what we'd have to do.
That's
Well,
the
that
whole.
would-
Arsenal went from
that would
69
be
points to
15.
84 points in 1 year.
I mean, you clearly can't do math because that would be 85 points for Chelsea, and that wouldn't even win the league last season. So
Yeah, yeah.
15 is not the same as 24. If my math serves me correctly, that's a difference of 9. That would be 3 wins. But yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Fair
plus we have
enough.
to remember that Liverpool
What
finished
about?
on 84, but they were like calling it in for the last
Wait,
8 games.
Can I? You know, I want just because we don't have a lot of time left. What about City though, Jerry? I'm not sure if you watched the game yesterday or not, or you even.
what do we stink? We stink.
You still think
see,
you're bad?
No, people are
Bro, City fans are doing the leopard in the tree thing.
Not me. Wait, not me. According to the rival fans, I saw online when I logged in, because I didn't watch the game yesterday, by the way. I watched the highlights. I went online, so I went to ask my fellow City guys, and the City guys are like, oh my God, we actually look good with Reinders, Nico G, all these guys look cold. And Cherky and them guys, even the Divine kid. But guess what? I went online and some people are still posting, some big accounts from other rivals, like, this team still stinks and they're weak. So I'm like, okay, we stink. Because I just feel, I just saw the highlights. I'm like, this Cherky guy and Reinders and Nico G, they look cold in that midfield. And even Savinho, even though he's still missing, I don't know when this kid is going to learn to finish, but we look good. We look good. And Oscar Bob is back. Unfortunately, what's his name? Rodri is still injured until September, but who cares? We've got Nico G and Tijani now. But I'm just saying the rival fans still say apparently we are not good enough still. They're saying we look horrible. So I
think City are a problem. The reason I say that is they're the only team that have shown that they can do it, apart from Liverpool currently. Like, I mean, Arsenal, for all their exploits, they still haven't done it. And until you do it, you haven't done it. Chelsea obviously are trying to get there and trying to close the gap, and I think the signs have been good. But City are a problem, and for me, it will be really interesting to see what impact Linders will have on that team, because I think he might get them running again, and I think that was one of their big problems last season, is that we saw in transition. You know what I mean, like,
box to box,
this person, the running was shocking. Their numbers have dropped a lot, whereas from what I understand of Linda, that's one thing that he's gonna bring in. That's intensity. I know Mike can attest to that. So yeah, it will be interesting to see, what he does there. And from a personal point of view, I'm interested to see, how they do against Liverpool, because I'd assume I don't know what Patrick thinks, but it seems to me like, from what I've seen clip wise, that Pep Guardiola's taken like a step back, and it's Linda's really running the sessions and running. Do you know what I mean? The philosophy more so, and Guardiola's kind of overseeing it as it was under Klopp. So I'll be interested to see.
Yeah, he seems to like him, isn't it? He seems to like him a lot. He keeps giving him the keys. I've noticed that. And he said he spoke to Klopp and said, "Can I get your guy?" Because apparently, and he's speaking highly of him. It's like he says, I see a future. I know that Reinders did not do well when he went on his own, but Pep says he sees something in him. The thing about Reinders I've noticed is, before you finish, is I think Pep is looking for somebody who's hyping the players, because apparently the odd guy who left, he was sick, first of all, because I was wondering, why is he just sitting on the bench? The Pep friend, he was sick, and the players said the assistant coaches were not even talking to us sometimes. Most of them couldn't speak English. So now I've noticed he's brought Colo, and then Linda seems to be having the keys. That's the first time I've seen Pep do that. Last one was Arteta, where he could sit down and he's just sitting down and letting Lindas go there, and then he comes in and just finishes. I don't know. So you keep going.
I just think
go ahead.
I just think I think you're the most intriguing team in the top 4, because I've only seen you play once since the Club World Cup.
Who's that? That's how
it's the most, because it's the first time since 17-18 that Pep's had to rebuild a team, really. Do you know what I mean? Like, with like big departures and something like that. I still think I don't rate Aït-Nouri. I didn't rate him as a left wing back. I don't rate him as a left back.
Well, you don't rate him going forward.
Going forward, I do, but defensively, I think I saw Maresca destroy him in 2 games. So, you know what I mean? It's like that. Your right back's Nunes. I think Patrick. That's a big problem at right back.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, he played Kusanov yesterday, though. He played Kusanov there. Yeah,
that might help. That might help. But I think it's just intriguing. It's like, maybe this midfield thing would be a bit good with Nico Jackson and Rangers able to settle in a partnership, because we don't know Rodri. We don't know how good Rodri's going to be on his way back from
he's
an
out
ACL.
again, though,
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's out to September. Yeah,
he's out again.
So he's trained. No, he's training, but he said
he won't be used. He won't be used till after September. I just think it's intriguing, because now it's like no having to rely on Kevin De Bruyne, no matter what you thought about him at the end. Mamouche settled in for 6 months. People are going to think he's going to play on the left all the time, but we know he's going to drift in. Where's Cherki going to play? Do you know what I mean? Is Foden going to be back?
Yeah, I was going to say, Patrick, do you feel like this season that Foden has to kind of like have a standout season where you've kind of lost De Bruyne, as you were saying, and now that you ain't really got no one to rely on but Haaland? Do you reckon this is the season for Foden?
Yeah,
where he had such a bad season as well last season.
Yeah. Look, for me, I think Foden has a good season. We stand a chance, but I'm also looking. There's a lot of people who have to stand up. Like right now, Oscar Bob is back fully fit, so he's actually looking cold. That's another one who Pep Guardiola really wanted to use, apparently. But you're right about Foden. Somebody even went as far as saying that Foden comes back with a very serious season. Maybe Cherki will be shifted to the right wing, because even he can play right wing. So you're right. Foden has to come back. But unfortunately, again, bad news. The reason why he was left at Manchester is his leg issue again from last season has come back a bit. So they didn't want to risk him.
The only thing, the only thing that I'll say about City is that they have all the pieces that they need. Like, they have all the talent in the world. They have Pep Guardiola. It's just a matter of, can they shore up that transition defense and can they get their confidence back? To me, it's literally just a confidence thing. They're going to be fine during AFCON when Marmouche goes, because you have the best striker in the world. So, Marmouche, as crazy it is to say, is kind of like a luxury striker for City. But it's going to be whether or not Reindeers can fill in for Rodri, and it's going to be what percentage of Rodri am I going to get after this ACL injury? And at the end of the day, he's 28 years old. That's a major injury. I hope that he's 100% fully recovers just for the sake of him. But again, that's a massive injury. I think that it's literally just going to come down to their confidence and their ability to just keep teams from picking them off in transition. You saw it even 2 years ago with Rodri. I remember watching young boys tear apart Manchester City at the Etihad.
But it's always been an issue, yeah.
But they're young boys. Like, it doesn't matter how many chances that they create. They don't have anyone who can score them. To me, the biggest indicator is it's going to be against the Big Six sides. City were not super strong. I mean, we were 4-0 against them on the season. They weren't exceptional against Arsenal. I don't remember what you guys did against Chelsea, but regardless of that, it's going to be where are they at with the big games. Where are they at in transition, and where's their confidence at? Because, on paper,
that bald-headed demon. That's all.
But also, just my only cautionary tale here. If you start seeing your guys go down during training, you're gonna have a bad time because Pep Linders has a really bad habit of running people into the ground. That's why Fabinho had a shelf life of 3 years. And he was done. That's why Henderson had a shelf life of 3 years and he was done. For all the positives that I can say about Pep Linders, the dude runs people into the ground. Even look at Konate. The second Klopp left, Konate has his fittest season bar none, and all of his injuries occurred in training. Training.
He's right.
Pep Linders, he loves intensity, but unfortunately, that intensity is on the training pitch, which leads to a lot of injuries. And it leads to, your players having short shelf lives.
So is it good to have a good squad with him? Because right now we've got a big squad. But I also wanted to say this. Look, the other individual here who's going to self-sabotage is Pep Guardiola. Because he loves Gundogan and he loves Bernardo Silva.
Yeah.
This man loves Bernardo Silva at a point where he left Nico G after the game of Chelsea. After we just beat Chelsea and we looked good in midfield, he played a double pivot of Bernardo Silva and KDB against Crystal Palace. And you're like, what the fuck is going on? And the defensive midfielder is on the bench. So what I've heard right now, which is quite funny, he says he still wants to keep Kovacic I sit there, I was like, you want to keep Kovacic, Gundogan, and Bernardo Silva. What is Nico G, Nico O'Reilly, and the younger guys, what are they going to do? And you just literally gave Nico G, who played in midfield brilliantly yesterday, by the way, I just saw the highlights. You just gave him, there is another Cherky is fat comment. I don't know why people like doing that. I don't get it. I don't get it. Where is Cherky fat? You know what? If fat Cherky just does more GA than most of the CMs, then this league is shit.
I am telling you, Shirk is not even gonna start more than 10 games this league. You guys are we're gonna be here. I'm telling you guys, we're gonna be here. Shirk is not starting 10 more league games.
He's gonna start Gundogan.
You know he's gonna start.
Gundogan is gonna start 20 games.
You know that. The problem is all
Didn't
City
you guys just loan
know
out what's his didn't you loan out one of the signings? Was it David Reese?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
Victor Reese.
and then we
Victor
kept John Stones who can stay fit and Aki. I don't get this manager.
They played John Stones at right back. They played John Stones.
What about Kusanov? Is Kusanov?
Yeah, he's staying. He wants him to stay. You know why he wants him to stay? I bet you he wants him to stay because he knows that we're getting destroyed in counters. And yesterday, by playing right back, he wants him as the security that Walker used to do.
Rico Lewis, bro. Rico Lewis. It's like, I don't know how fucking Rico Lewis still plays for Man City. But listen, people, listen.
He's the baller when he plays as a number 10. Have you seen him? He's
a number 10, bro. He's a number 10 playing at right back. Why are we comparing to last season, though? This season is on to be more competitive, meaning 85 points can win you the league. Don't really need to match your points to win.
That's what we have. That's what we have. We have to go back to history, and then we.
But wait, being okay, you're essentially the answer is in your statement. You're just viewing it wrong. When it's a more competitive season, that demands more excellence. When it demands more excellence, that turns more draws into wins, and that's going to separate the team. I'm telling you right now. A competitive season means more points because that means that the big six are beating more of the mid-table to low-table clubs rather than dropping points here and there. To me, competitive means there's 4 teams above 85 points. They're all excellent. It pushes you to excellence. That's why Liverpool came in second on 97 points. That was a competitive season between two clubs.
That's with just 2 teams. We're potentially talking about 4 teams, which is even more competitive. So
and you could still score 90 points. Like
exactly right. You could
there's only 4 clubs at the top. Yeah. That's 16 other teams.
Exactly, and we can say what we say, but the middle of the pack, they will provide problems, but I don't think like Bournemouth's weaker.
What about Spurs? What about Spurs United? United look cold.
United do look cold, but
Are we really doing this?
No.
Anyway, this is rage baiting, guys. I'm gonna.
No, it's not. It's not. United look cold. I'm not lying.
They don't look that cold, bro. They don't look that.
In what terms? Because it could be cold and good or cold like they don't.
Yeah, are you talking about cold?
Last super chat.
Patrick, you talking about cold where you just have to put your socks on?
Oh, and also, by the way, more. This is not rage baiting. I want you guys to look closely at Spurs. Wait, with the manager they have at Spurs right now. This guy is a problem sometimes, and I've noticed that he's
not a problem for the tight.
No. You don't get my point. I'm talking about teams that can potentially take points away from it.
Patrick.
What about Newcastle? I know that's outside, but what about Newcastle?
Okay.
Now you're mentioning names. Okay, what about Fulham? What about Southampton?
Patrick, in historical terms for Chelsea, Spurs have never been a problem for us, so you could discount them for us.
They do slap us.
City and Liverpool and Chelsea have defensive issues. Arsenal attack is suspect. Anyone can win this year. Fair enough. If you think we're gonna have a great year, a great title race, I want that. Big up Jacob, of course. Tottenham winning. Thank you so much, Basta, for the super chat. But listen, people, wallahi, guys, you are frauds in the chat. We have 1,200 votes and only 500 likes. Hit that like button if you are here, guys. And if you're new, I'm not sure what you're doing, subscribe as well. Catch channel is in the description. True City fan in the description. Jerry James, you do shows on your channel.
I don't do that stuff anymore, man. I'm tired.
Okay, he's tired. He's tired. He's coaching football. He's tired.
It is tiring. He's not lying.
It is tiring. But big up everyone that joined us. Make sure to hit that like button, guys, before you go. course, this will take you to Al-Ahwa where me and Osam will talk about things, of course, and the guys. Blaze is not letting it go. Competitive doesn't necessarily mean will be all good. There has been through races with teams winning with 82 points. Even top 4 races are just outdo everyone. I actually hear that, but I think if Liverpool sign Isak, if Arsenal sign Eze, I actually think the title, I think there is going to be 3 or 4 teams that get maybe 78 plus points, 85, 86. There might not be a team that get 90 plus points, but it will be in the high 80s, 90s.
It'll be like an old top 4 with a top 4.
I think the top 4 will be far from the rest.
That's what I mean. Yeah, it'd be like.
I think the top 4 will be
a
far
10 point,
from
12 point difference or something like that.
But that's why I agree with him. I think by November we will know that anyone can win it or not.
We will see it one season, innit? We just have to wait and see. We say it's every season.
But my prediction is that we're gonna have a close title race. That's my prediction.
That is
to be honest. My prediction is that we're not going to have like someone run away with it unless Liverpool sign Isak and Arsenal stay the same. I think Liverpool will run away with it. If Liverpool sign a centre back and Isak, I think you're going to run away with it. But big up everyone that is here. Hit that like button, guys, before you go. I will see you guys soon. Where are you?